I stand here today with all of my colleagues in government, with the community, to speak in one voice. This is not about Hakeem Jeffries. This is not about the Honorable Councilman Charles Barron. This is not about Congressman Adolphus Towns. This is about our community. We have one community of interest here in Brooklyn. African Americans, Caribbean Americans, standing together. But in the plan that was presented by this court, we've been sliced and diced, cracked, tossed aside, and torn asunder in violation of the principles of the Voting Rights Act and declared principles that have been articulated by courts of law in this land, and we're not going to let it happen.
That's right.
Now, you have traditionally African American communities in Fort Greene and Clinton Hill that are part of the same community of interest as Bedford-Stuyvesant. They share the same commercial corridor along Fulton Street and Myrtle Avenue. They share the same means of mass transportation along the A train, the C train, and the G line. They share a similar school district, 13, that includes parts of Fort Greene, Clinton Hill, and Bedford-Stuyvesant. Community boards 2 and 3 often work closely together, but these communities have been torn apart. Why? To bring in far-reaching neighborhoods in South Brooklyn and in Queens, like Howard Beach. Now, I'm no demographer, but I don't think Howard Beach got anything in common with Bedford-Stuyvesant. And the reality is that in order to be consistent with the community of interest standard, those neighborhoods in central Brooklyn, those Caribbean neighborhoods in the eastern and southern portion of Brooklyn, those traditionally African American neighborhoods of Brownsville and East New York and Bedford-Stuyvesant and Fort Greene and Clinton Hill should be kept together. And so we're urging this court to take corrective action and make sure that when you issue your report and recommendation on Monday, these problems have been resolved. As my colleague stated earlier, Kings County is the largest county in the state. We would be the 4th largest city, Brooklyn, if we stood alone as a municipality. We've got more than 2.5 million residents. We can support 3 entire congressional districts plus half of another one, and yet you only give us one. And in the one congressional district that you give us, the one currently known as the 11th, you break apart communities of interest. You got it wrong, but you have a chance now to get it right. And like Dr. Martin Luther King said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. There was injustice in Washington Heights. There was injustice in Harlem. There's injustice in Flatbush and Bedford-Stuyvesant, and we're not going to rest until justice prevails.